When you hear the names Benson Boone or the Chainsmokers, what comes to mind?
Let me take a selfie.
For me, the first thing is soulless, generic, and the new term
coworker music.
What do I mean by soulless? The soul of an album shows character and authenticity, like pure craftsmanship, slight vocal quirks, or outrageous one-liners. I think Jarvis perfectly describes what I mean with his freaky writing, audible sniffs, and loud exhales that you can clearly hear through his songs. But the aforementioned Benson Boone conflates quality with cleanliness and perfectionism. Of course, there are perfectionist bands that still have character and authenticity, like Steely Dan. The famously pedant Walter Becker and Donald Fagen were not only incredible musicians, but were masters of unblemished production as well. What helps Steely Dan stand out and not fall into the category of good band with good production and nothing else was their remarkable ability to fuse R&B-like melodies, pop flavors, jazz highlights, and more. They're a band from the 70s, and nobody has done anything similar or as good as them since their comeuppance.
There's nothing colder than your shoulder. Beam ice cream, mystical, magical.
Of course, for every maximalist and insanely talented band who can still produce quality content, you get people like Jacob Collier. No one can deny that Jacob Collier is one of the most insanely talented musicians in the world, but the way he has the OCD-like relentlessness of making every intricate detail so perfect leaves no room for breathing. Where I find real artistry lies is when people make do with what they have. If you listen to anything from Elliott Smith, it's just one guy playing every instrument with minimal production, but he sounds the closest to the Beatles that you'll get in modern history. Smith shows how you can take a raw, rustic, and extremely emotive album and turn it into one of music's most memorable accomplishments. One of my more recent favorites, Mage Tears, does something similar. Her songs can feature barking from dogs in the background, subtle noise in general, and even rain falling. You see, when every ounce of a person goes into making something that they are proud of, they themselves are in the music. Their character, authenticity, realness, and self seeps through the lyrics across the soundscape and into your soul. Out of the 8 billion people that live in this world, nobody can recreate what Phil Elverum did when he made A Crow Looked at Me. And nobody can replicate the pure pain that is spread throughout the record. It's a uniquely Phil Elverum experience, and it's written with zero hesitation after his wife passed away. He wrote what he felt, and his feelings are A Crow Looked at Me. The lyrics are direct, so direct that there are hardly any metaphors. This just reads like an open diary for the world to see in musical form. This wouldn't be the gut-wrenching album that it came out if Phil was less honest and if it had the maximalism of, say, Jesse Volume 2.
What is this world we're giving you? Smoldering with no mother.
Also, I'd quickly like to talk about Teddy Swims because the irony can't be missed, where he tries to make soul music, but the whole point of the video is artists not having any.
What would you want to be in future?
I would like to be a terrorist.
So let's go through my favorite albums and why their faults make them faultless to me. Forgive me, but I just realized I wasn't talking into the mic at all, so I guess I'll do the throw now. The limitations of my favorite album ever are made clear from the opening second. The Natural Bridge by Silver Jews opens with How to Rent a Room's bouncy yet subtle instrumentation, and David Berman hardly being interested in what he's singing while he slurs his words.
No, I don't really wanna die. I only wanna die in your eyes. I'm still here.
His apparent distaste for the song fits the theme to a T. It's basically David Berman dissing his dad. I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard a country diss track before, but this was the first one I did.
I know you laughed when I left, but you really only hurt yourself. 'Cause I'm a man who has a wife who has a mother, who married one, but
This song wouldn't be the How to Rent a Room that I know and love if David Berman cared about how he sang or played. Interestingly enough, Peyton Pinkerton, the Silver Jews guitarist, has been quoted saying that David Berman told to play guitar like feet were stuck in water. That was really good advice because it amplifies the sluggish sound of slacker rock. Other times, when the quality of the natural bridge is emphasized by seemingly not caring, is every time Berman makes one of his outlandish jokes with little to no hint of sarcasm or joy in his voice. Saying stuff like bad roads, bad snow, bad bridges can turn a once bad man religious on Albemarle Station, which is probably his most excitable performance.
Bad roads, bad snow, bad bridges could turn a once bad man religious. If thy kingdom ever comes, you better run, run, run.
Or the infamous Jesus walked everywhere line on the Frontier Index.
Boy wants a car from his dad. Dad says, first you gotta cut that hair. Boy says, hey dad, Jesus had long hair. And dad says, that's right son, Jesus walked everywhere.
So why would I want an enthusiastic vocalist, polished production, or more instrumentation when a drunk poet, 2 guitars, unremarkable rhythmic drumming, and 1 bass can create a masterpiece? And you're telling me there's Jesus references in this album too? You can't go wrong. There is literally zero need for musical meticulousness on the natural bridge. Another reason why perfectionism shouldn't be the determining factor of how you view an album is how it makes you feel and what special connection you have to it. People often say that Smithereens and Legend should be nowhere near Trench's full album, but would I take them out for any other song in their discography? No way. Trench was the first piece of music that I felt a real binding link to. It left marks and memories forever, and it will never leave me. I can never forget how Trench was there for me when I left South Africa and everyone I knew to move to New Zealand. Another memory I have is when we first got here and were staying with my mom's friend. I snuck out of my room to get my iPad to listen to My Blood, but we were all staying in the same room, and I didn't plug my headphones in very well, so I turned the volume to full blast and woke everyone up. So after that, I just watched Daddy Daycare with subtitles on.
I'm your daddy.
Why should the stigma of 21 Pilots being a childish, unserious, and corny band dictate my love for them? It just shouldn't, and Smithereens is a lovely, heartfelt song for Jenna, and that is that.
Step to a dude much bigger than me.
So basically, the entire point of the video is just because an album has marks or stains doesn't mean it can't be perfect to you. The same way Corey Feldman somehow is fans, or Imagine Dragons are one of the biggest bands in the world. You can create abysmal art and some people will still love it. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe or comment as well. God bless you and have a great day.